Welcome back, children, in geography class. Let's start with the next chapter, that is the natural regions of the world. So, children, let's understand first what is a natural region. So, a region in which group of areas where the condition of relief, temperature, rainfall, and natural vegetation are more or less similar to one another is known as a natural region. However, slight variations are present within each climatic region. And why are the variations in the different natural regions? That is because of the difference in climate, because the climatic conditions are different in different natural regions, and the climate influence the type of soil, flora, fauna and the vegetation of the region. And that is why, because the vegetation is different in different parts of the world and what type of vegetation is prevalent in that area, the vegetation, the name of the region is being given, as well as the vegetation is also dependent upon the climatic conditions, children. And when we talk about the climatic conditions, temperature and precipitation plays an important role for determining the type of natural vegetation as well as the wildlife in that area. So, how are the name of the natural regions given the name? So, let me give you one example here, children. If the temperature conditions are high in that area and the rainfall is low, so that means we know that area will be under the desert. And if the area is in the tropical region and the desert like conditions are there, the name of the natural region will be given a name, a tropical desert type of natural region. So on, the other names are also given for the natural regions of the world according to the temperature, precipitation conditions prevailing in that area, as well as in which heat zone of the world that area is located. According to that, the name of the natural region is given the different names. So, the major natural regions of the world are named after the climate or the vegetation type prevalent in that area. So, based on the climatic classification, the major natural regions of the world are equatorial regions, tropical grassland regions, tropical monsoon regions, hot and desert regions, Mediterranean regions, continental cool temperate regions, temperate grassland regions, taiga and tundra regions of the world. But according to the reduced syllabus this year, children, we are going to study only about the equatorial regions. Then we will study about tropical monsoon regions, hot and desert regions, and the Mediterranean regions in detail. So let's talk about first the equatorial regions of the world in detail. So what is the extent of the equatorial region, children? So equatorial, that means from 0 degree, it's begin from 0 degree and from 0 degree to 10 degree north and 10 degree south of the equator. So that means this area, we all know this is an equatorial region, children, and these are the areas under which all these areas of the world are under this category. And what are the areas included in it? The areas include the continents of Asia, South America and Africa. And from Asia, the areas or the countries are Indonesia, Philippines and the Malaysian islands, all are under this category. South America includes the Guyana and the Brazilian highlands under this area. Then we have the Africa, the Zaire basin and the Guyana coast in the west of the Africa under this equatorial regions of the world. So what are the climatic conditions in the equatorial region, children? As we have already discussed in the previous chapter, that this area from 0 degree to 10 degree north and south of the equator, this area is under the torrid zone according to the heat zone of the world. So because this area is under torrid zone and this area receives the vertical rays of the sun throughout the year, The days and nights are almost equal, and this area receives high temperature, and the temperature conditions are between 25 to 30 degrees Celsius almost throughout the year. And because of this high temperature prevails here, high humidity occur, and convectional heating of the land occurs that lead to the convectional rainfall in most parts of this area. And generally after 12 o'clock and generally 4 o'clock the rainfall occur, and is also known by the name 4 o'clock shower also. And one interesting fact is there, most of the equatorial areas receives the convectional rain. So children, the interesting fact is that no doubt the most of the equatorial areas receives convectional rainfall. But when we talk about the mountain barrier like Kilimanjaro, I said is very interesting feature here. No doubt it's near to the equator, children. Nevertheless, then also this area receives a heavy snowfall also. So what is the reason behind that? You might be knowing, children, we have studied in the previous chapter also, that because of its high altitude. So what is the altitude of Mount Kilimanjaro? That is approximately 5895 meters, 5895 meters above the mean sea level. And we all know that if the elevation increases, height increases, temperature decreases because of the lapse rate. So that is why Mount Kilimanjaro covered with the snow throughout the year, and that affect the temperature and the rainfall conditions in this area. And because of this high elevation here, the temperature is less, as well as the rainfall conditions are also modified by the relief feature Mount Kilimanjaro. And the rainfall here is orographic type, not convectional rainfall. Next is natural vegetation in equatorial areas. The equatorial regions has a dense forest cover known as tropical rainforest. They are also known by the name the selvas in the Amazon basin. They are also known by the name the evergreen forest, right? Children, why are they known evergreen forest? Because there are different varieties of trees in this forest, and that is why they shed their leaves at different times and they remain green throughout the year. So that is why these forests are known as the evergreen forests. These forests are thick and luxuriant growth, broad leaves, and are evergreen. The vegetation in these forests shows the different layers. So what are the different layers, children? The vegetation in these forests shows 4 distinct layers. The first layer is the emergent layer. The emergent layer is the edge of the forest and has the trees like kapok and mahogany that which reaches the height of more than 50 meter. The next layer is the canopy layer. What is the canopy, children? Because the different trees grows at different heights, so an umbrella like structure is formed, and because the trees grows close to one another, so the canopy blocks the sunshine and the wind, and that is why the area become marshy and sunlight is not able to penetrate. It's difficult to pass from this area, and there is lack of transportation facilities also. That is why these forests have not been cleared or used by the people. Instead of means the good varieties of trees are found in this area. Next layer is the understory layer. Now understory, since the light is blocked by the canopy, so plants have larger leaves to maximize the light to be absorbed. The bottom layer is the consist of the ferns and the shrubs as well as climbers also. So this is about the natural vegetation of the evergreen forest. Next is the human adaptation in the equatorial regions. So in equatorial regions, the primitive people practice hunting and gathering, whereas the advanced ones practice shifting cultivation. What is shifting cultivation? In this cultivation, the farmers clear the forest land, they burn the forest area, they do the agriculture practice, grow the crops like groundnut, maize, banana, yam, etc. are grown, and when the soil loses its fertility, farmer go to the another patch of the land, shift to the another patch of the land and do the same agriculture practice there. Many areas plantation agriculture is also being practiced. What is plantation is also known by the name monoculture. One crop is grown on a large tract of land like the tea, coffee, rubber, tobacco, cocoa. These are the crops that are grown in the equatorial areas. Particularly in equatorial areas, children, natural rubber and cocoa are the important plantation crops that are grown in the different parts of equatorial regions like Malaysia, Indonesia, West Africa, like Ghana, Nigeria, etc. These plantation crops are grown, and because from these plantation crops the farmers earns the maximum profit. With this, let me conclude here. Thank you children. God bless you all.